Good morning, all. Welcome to Anand Rathi Morning Commodity and Currency Podcast. Let's begin with precious metal update. Gold will eye a volatile week amid investors to take more cues from the Chinese Caixin Service PMI due on Tuesday. Amid the developments surrounding the stimulus measures from the Chinese authorities could provide some support for the gold price. However, prices are bound to turn more volatile later this week amid fair share testimony due on Wednesday along with payrolls data due Friday, could limit the sharp upside above all-time high in this week. Technically, gold pivot is around 63,192. If gold surpasses 64,195, it has potential to reach to the levels of 64,793. And conversely, if it falls below 62,900, we might see downside to the levels of 62,330. Going ahead with base metal update, base metal are experiencing a range bound due to China's equity trading in negative territory and some weakness in the dollar index. Investors are focusing on the two sessions meetings which commence today, referring to the concurrent annual meeting of the National People's Congress and the Chinese People Political Consultative Conference. Additionally, investors will closely track the US January labor report and speeches by several Federal Reserve officials for the further price direction. Technically, copper pivot is around 727. If copper breaks above 732, we may see upside to the levels of 735. And if it falls below 724, we might see downside to the levels of 721. Going ahead with energy update, crude oil prices may remain positive as OPEC Plus extended its voluntary cut into the second quarter of 2024. Meanwhile, physical market has shown signs of strengthening. Spreads are in bullish backwardation. Net long positions are most bullish in more than 4 months. Immediate resistance for WTI crude oil is around $81.50. Ahead of the data packed week, we might see profit booking around this level. Technically, crude oil pivot is around 6,602. If crude oil rises above 6,758, we might see upside to the levels of 6,863. And if it falls below 6,518, we may see downside to the levels of 6,413. On currency front, dollar has been largely range bound with traders focusing closely on economic data for any new clues on when the US Federal Reserve is likely to begin cutting interest rate. Rupee remains tethered and is expected to remain so in the short term. Inflationary pressure continue to persist, but not enough to disrupt rate expectations. No major event scheduled today. That's all for today's podcast. Have a successful trading day. Thank you.